The reason you guys still can't pull to your abs is because you're doing pull-ups with form that is just way too good. In today's video, let me explain how you can use resistant bands to break out of the mold of good form pull-ups to high pull-up form. Alright, let's hop into it. Okay, let me first explain of why doing good form pull-ups is the reason why you guys can't pull up to your abs. And the biggest reason for this is because you guys need to understand that the pull-up and the high pull-up are two different exercises. Just how the muscle-up and the pull-up differ so much in mindset and form, the same is said for high pull-ups and pull-ups. The motion, the movement pattern for you performing a high pull-up and a muscle-up are so different than a normal pull-up. When you guys perform a pull-up, you're going straight up and down, you retract your lats. The opposite technique is actually needed to perform the muscle-up and the high pull-up. Now, you probably shouldn't be voluntarily trying to protract your scapula and then pull up. That's not really what we're trying to do. That's not how you complete a proper muscle-up or high pull-up. But the thing is, I guess you keep a neutral scapula and you're bringing your elbows in and you're pulling up. That is the technique, the whole concept of a high pull-up. So what you guys need to do is forget everything you know about doing good form pull-ups and take it as something different than a high pull-up, because they are two different exercises. Once you guys understand this, that's when we can start training in a different form to learn how to pull up to our abs. Now let me explain why resistant bands are going to be the best friend for the next few weeks of your training. For one, it's all about building new muscle memory, or building muscle memory as a whole, and slow progression. The resistant bands are a great way to gear your body ready for the muscle up and high pull-up. You guys are so used to going straight up and down that you guys don't know how to change up that form and do something entirely different. If you guys have seen our last video on how pull-ups are killing your gains, you'd understand how to properly execute a good pull-up. But pretty much the whole concept of a high pull-up is to do exactly the opposite of what I mentioned in that video. That's how different the exercises are. So what we need to do is to use the band and to get in the motion of a high pull-up, right? To prime ourselves up, to get us ready. It's the same thing when we do negative muscle-ups or anything negative eccentric wise to get our body ready. We're getting ready for the actual concentric and eccentric when we put it all together. That's why resistant bands are so useful, because they make everything so much easier. Your front lever training, your planche training, your muscle up training, all the leverage, all the body weight is just gone and you just fly up. If the exercise becomes easy, it's going to be so much easier to learn the proper movement pattern and the proper alignment of your shoulder, of your elbow, of your hand, and also your scapula. Once you have that down and you practice it on the band every day, it's going to be easy. You're going to be pulling up to your abs very quickly. Now let's talk about how we can use the bands most effectively for our training to get us to eventually pulling up to our abs. First of all, the bands that I use personally in my workouts are from FitBeast. They were actually kind enough to send me a bundle of bands to try them out, and they are very good. You know, they get the job done, and they price very decently as well. Not like here in Australia at Rebel Sport. Oh my god, the prices here are crazy. Like one band costs like 50 bucks for one. For a bundle, I got it less for 70. So check them out. In terms of using the bands most effectively, you want to start off with using a relatively thick band, and also when you're placing your feet inside of the band or on top of the band, you want to start with 2 feet instead of just placing only one, especially when you only have access to one band anyways. You want to use the band to get in the movement pattern of a proper high pull-up. You don't want to go straight up and down, but you also want to start in a dead hang. You guys know in a muscle-up, you want some kind of diagonal swing. With the high pull-up, start in a dead hang, and then focus on driving up, down, right? Keep your elbows tucked in and force them down. Pull, push, down. And that's pretty much it. Once you start doing this, it's going to be very easy. The next time that you attempt a high pull-up, take the band off, give it a go. You're going to see a massive difference in your technique and also your form. You're going to see a difference. It's going to be crazy. Okay, so what are some exercises that you can use the bands for to most effectively pull up to your abs, to build the muscle memory, and to slowly progress yourself? The first one is ordinary high pull-ups. Once you guys get the technique down, if you guys are having trouble with the technique, first of all, we have a lot of videos that explain how to properly high pull up, the proper movement pattern, the proper mindset when trying to pull up to your abs. Next one is bent arm front lever raises. This is a very tricky one, but it's also very effective. And also half rope pull-ups with the emphasis to pull down. And that's pretty much it, guys. There isn't much to this. It's all about consistency and getting into the movement pattern, building muscle memory, and slow progression. Once you guys get this down and start using the bands to most effectively do it, that's when pulling to your abs will be just second nature to you. That's really all it is. But also make sure, once you focus on technique, don't forget to build on your strength too. 2 pull workouts a week, build your strength, get stronger, do pull-ups. That's all you gotta do pull-ups. So yeah, hopefully you found value in this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace out.